The flavor of today is champagne toast from Bath and Body Works. Very nice. Alive with me dream. Okay. Dude, how's life been? It's been a long time. It's been like a week.
Why are you talking to me, talking to them?
I'm just talking to you, and I'm talking to
I see you every day.
That's true. We do see each other every day. That's our secret. We actually live together. We have separate rooms, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, that'd be weird if we were 20 years old.
Your beard is weird, dude.
Sharing a bed. Or not a bed, a bedroom.
Yeah. You need to update the title of the podcast, by the way. It's still...
I know.
It's Monday, but it's alright. But it's not Monday and it's alright. It's Monday.
But it's okay.
But it's okay. Yes, that's the podcast you're watching right now. If you guys are watching, go ahead, subscribe to us. We're an up-and-coming podcast. We both got our own YouTube channels. He streams. We got good stuff coming up for you guys. So, first thing I want to talk about before we get into anything is your hoodie, real quick. You just got this. It's your birthday. Happy late birthday. Everybody in the comments say happy birthday. And you got this jacket. It says Jesus loves you, dude. What does that mean to you?
I mean... Very simply, it just means that Jesus loves everybody. And I genuinely believe that love is the only thing that, can change the world. Doesn't matter what people believe, doesn't matter, what they've been through. Just gotta become one. Just show love to one another.
Yeah, exactly. I mean... And when it comes to most religions, you're trying to follow the example of whoever your Godhead is, right? And so for our specific, what we believe in following the example of Jesus Christ, right? And if Jesus loves you, that means we have to love everybody, because ultimately we're all brothers and sisters, We're all humans, we all go through crap, So let's go through crap together instead of being separated, right?
Yep. And then, the reason we made this podcast, we'll probably say it every time we start the podcast, but it's just explain to people that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. That Mondays suck. You gotta go to work again. You gotta go to school again. You gotta do whatever and stuff you don't want to do, but you gotta do because that's just how life is. And we just want y'all to know that you're not alone. Because we struggle with it too. We don't want to go to our stupid jobs and get bullcrap pay for working 8 hours a day and then work 8 hours and then live for 4 and then have 2 days off. It's bull crap.
Yeah, it sucks.
And it's not, and the way the system is built is not for people's success. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's being crazy debt, go to college and then you make money.
Yep.
But if you don't want to do that, hopefully. But if you don't want to do that, you're S out of luck. You can go get a blue collar job. They make good money too, but that's again, they're working their butts off 8+ hours a day, barely getting any time off.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So for people to make their own money and live how they want to live is hard.
Yeah.
But just spread love. Yeah. Just love and happiness. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ultimately, that's all that matters. As long as you try to spread positivity. That's the purpose, That's what we got to do here while we're on here on this earth for our short, hopefully 85 to 90 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But speaking of jobs and stuff like that, it's one thing I was thinking about when I was at work, right? So at my job that I have currently, we have a meeting at the beginning where the bosses talk to us. We go over the game plan or whatever, right? And then we go over to our stores and then we do our selling, right? And the boss was me and pretty much all the workers all came in right at 9 o'clock, so right when we're supposed to start, you know what I mean? And then I overheard one of the bosses talking to the other bosses kind of in the background, said, hey, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're not 15 minutes late, right? You know what I mean? Because I think they were just trying to talk about how to motivate us or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm I heard that and I thought to myself, that is bull crap. You know what I mean? Now, in certain situations, we've all heard if you're not 15 minutes late or early, you're 15 minutes late, right? Mm-hmm. And this is a saying I used to live by. You know what I mean? I show up to school early. Well, that's just because I was a sweater, and so I like to sit down so I can get the sweater. But that's another story for another time. You know what I mean? But for basketball and football, I was always trying to be the first one there, the last one to leave, because I was trying to be the best.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
it's
at
something
work,
that you love.
Exactly, right? But at work, I'm trying to get in late and out early. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be there. Especially if you have a job that I have that's like screwing you over left and right. You know what I mean? Telling you one thing and not doing the complete opposite. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going to show up 15 minutes early. If anything, I'm going to show 15 minutes up late because, one, you don't give me the motivation to do so. You can tell me this, you can tell me that, but if your words don't follow your actions, then why would I ever believe anything you say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody, if you're listening right now, and if your boss says if you're not 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late, guess what? Don't listen to him, because he's still going to pay you for right when you're supposed to be on the clock anyways. You know what I mean? You're not getting paid for an extra 15 minutes, and if you get paid $16 an hour, you know what I mean? You're literally, for you being that 15 minutes early, which means you have to rearrange your whole entire morning schedule and all that stuff, you're making what? $1? 20 cents maybe? You know what
Something
I mean?
like that,
something super tiny and inconsequential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. That's just something that was bugging me about just like jobs in general. It's like, no, I'm a job, I'm clocking in when I'm supposed to, and I'm leaving as early as I possibly can.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends though. Like, if you love your job and you want that next position,
exactly,
you know, get there 15 minutes early, do what your boss says. But if you hate your job, if you know you're not supposed to be there, you know,
if there's no future in it,
if you don't see a future there, like, nah, put in your own time, get there on time, leave as soon as you can, and then go home and get on the grind you want to be on.
Yup.
You know, I saw a quote. It's funny that you say that because I saw a quote like months ago on Instagram or something, and it was from like a motivational speaker, and he was like, growing up, you know, I was getting paid minimum wage, you know, barely getting enough money to even support myself after high school, and he was like, I was always the last person there and the first one to leave because he knew that he wasn't gonna stay there his whole life. He knew he had bigger expectations for himself, so he would, you know, be the last one there, first one to leave, and then he'd get on the grind that he really wanted to be on.
Exactly.
Like, don't freaking just like worship these big companies just because they're big companies and they're paying you a little bit of money. You know, screw that. Who cares what they say?
Exactly.
Like, obviously, don't get yourself fired, but like if you have bigger dreams, like, chase those dreams. Don't just freaking listen to what these rich people say that are trying to help you. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how you're gonna be next up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my job currently, like I alluded to them screwing me over earlier, right? So my job, when you hire onto the job, you know what I mean? They're like, as if you're a good salesman, you're making $1,000, $2,000 a week, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? And then there happened to be another associate who actually made like $3,000 or something for that week, right? And we saw like phones and stuff, so it was like happened to be when the iPhone just came out and stuff like that, right? But like, then like now that I've had this job for a while, I've seen like the statistics of like what everybody sells, what everybody makes, and dude, I've been there for a month and I'm literally the highest seller. And I'm getting paid jack squat. Literally, my last paycheck before the one that I showed you, so 2 weeks ago, was like $280.
For how many sales?
For how many? That was probably like 4 or 5 sales. You know what I mean? But like they say, like you making 10 sales, you're making like $1,000. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just the other day, I made 11 sales, so and plus a bunch of other stuff. So I should my next week's paycheck on Friday. You know how much it should be? It should be like $1,500 probably is my estimate. And you know how much money I'm probably gonna get? Probably $300. You know what I mean? It's because the system is not there to help you out. The system is there to barely pay you for harder work than you should be putting in. You know what I mean?
These big companies, the system is not for the employees.
Yeah, exactly.
The system is for the CEOs and the up tops. These big companies do not care about you. I've worked for so many.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say the one that I work for right now because I can't get fired because I need the money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I've worked for Costco. I've worked for a pizza place. I've worked for Papa Murphy's. I've worked for Jiffy Lube. I've worked for... They don't care about you, bro. You're expendable. You make one mistake, they'll fire you. They'll get somebody the next day.
Literally.
So don't focus on that. Do your job to the minimum.
Exactly.
And go home and go on the grind you want to be on. And I said this earlier, I'll say it again. Unless you want to be there. Unless you want to make it up.
Exactly.
Then go above and beyond.
Yeah.
But, you know, with your above and beyond at that bullcrap company, you might scrape $80K if you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, honestly, ultimately, right, there's a couple things to make any person happy in life, right? That's making enough money at a job that you actually enjoy doing, you know, starting a family, and having hobbies. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Figure out what your hobbies are quick. You know what I mean? And most people figure out what they like to do when they're young because that's what they do because you have a lot of time, right? Mm-hmm. When you're working, you have to go through the grind, go through the struggle. I mean, like we're doing right now, you know, working 2 bullcrap jobs we don't want to work. But we're, like Nathan said, we put in minimal effort so we can conserve that energy to put our maximum effort into what we want to do, if that makes sense. And once you do that, then your job and your hobby and that money all combines into one. That's the ultimate dream. And really all it takes is to grind. And it's not going to happen in a year. You take somebody even like for example, Mr. Beast. He's been doing YouTube for like 10, 12 years. Something like that. Like ever since he was like in junior high. Yeah. And now he's what, like 23, 24, something like that. And now he's at a place where he's set for life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He's got a money glitch.
Exactly. literally, for sure. But yeah, man. Like, life sucks, but just try to find your happiness in it and try to see what you can do to do that as much as possible. And if that becomes your career, that's a wonderful thing.
So that's our little motivational spiel for the day.
Yeah. We always try to love religion or like spirituality, a little bit of motivation and a little bit of comedy as well. Yeah. Because we just 2 little gigglers, you know what I mean? That's a weird word to say.
Yeah. But yeah, and like once again, obviously our past podcasts have gotten like a total of like 5 views so
yes,
far.
Sir.
Oh, just because it's my fault. I haven't been like putting the descriptions and stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean our last video doesn't even have a title yet.
Yeah. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I was just gonna say like, you know, obviously we're not perfect, we're not millionaires, you know.
No, we're far from it.
We're trying to get there though.
Yeah.
So and we are on the grind with you, like straight up.
Yep.
The sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there.
Exactly.
You know, it's like Mr. Beast in every single one of his videos where someone asks him like about his success, he always brings up how he had hundreds of videos that got no views at the start, but he had so much discipline and passion, and he kept going. And look at him now. His last video, he hit 200 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Every single video, he's making over millions of dollars.
He's getting more views than the Super Bowl, which is the biggest event in America every year.
Yeah, like he got.
And that's just part of the English YouTube. He throws it in every language as well.
Yeah. He got offered. This was a while ago, but this dude got offered $1 billion, and he said, "Nah, I've already made that."
Yeah.
Are you joking? Like that's crazy.
Off of a dream. His dream was to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
His dream wasn't to be a millionaire or a billionaire. His dream was to be a YouTuber. And by following his dream and grinding it every day, sheesh, look at him now. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, come on, man. You know, so find your dream, pursue it. But don't put life on pause to pursue that dream, if that makes any bit of sense.
Yep. And don't listen to people that don't actually care about you.
Exactly.
AKA the freaking people we work for.
Exactly.
Raiders lost today.
They did.
But they played good.
Yeah.
Considering how they've played the first, 4 or 5 games, whatever, 7 games, whatever it was. Play calling was pretty lackluster today.
Defense was good.
Defense was phenomenal. Held the Dolphins to 20 points.
Yeah, this was the first time the Raiders have had anybody have over 300 yards on them in a game, which is pretty good. And they're going against the Dolphins, who have like an electric offense, I feel like they have more plays that's over 15 yards than they have that's under 15 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they scored 80 points on the Broncos.
Yeah.
And the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah,
so exactly. Like they're good.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. They just need a little bit of rearrangement, just like the Raiders. They're rearranging right now. The Dolphins are like I think Dolphins are top 5 in the league, and if we were literally a possession away from tying them up into going to overtime, I take that as a moral victory. You know what I mean? Yeah. Season's still long. You know what I mean? Season is still long.
Yeah, we're still in the hunt. Yeah. You know, we kind of have to win the rest of our games to really get a wild card. But we'll see.
Yeah. You want to hear about something else I was thinking about?
Yeah.
But we were talking about the system, right? So this is kind of like talking about the system as well, right?
Yeah.
Is phones, right? When you get something new, right? When you go from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series S, you know what I mean?
Console to PC.
When you go from console to PC or anything, right? Or if you go from PS4 to PS5, right? What is that called? That's called a new console. You know what I mean? When you get a new phone, what is it called? An upgrade. Just like in a PC, every so often you're like, oh, my graphics card, let me just buy a new one, put it in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't have to buy a whole new PC. You can just buy little bits and pieces, right?
Yeah.
Unless you like want to buy a new PC if you run them like that, right?
Yeah.
But like phones are called upgrades. Like when I approach people, because I sell phones, right? I'll say, hey, do you want a new phone? I say, do you want an upgrade? You know what I mean? It's like the same thing with like Madden. You know what I mean? It's not a new game. It's a quote unquote upgrade, but they're still charging you full price for it. You know what I mean? Like I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, right? I'm selling the 15 Pro Maxes and the 14s, right? So the past 2 years. You want to know what the difference is in those phones? Nothing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the one who sells them. I handle those things every single day. The only thing that's different is the camera's a little bit better, which is always nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their phones don't do literally anything different. You know what I mean? Maybe one or two things that like nobody uses anyways. You know what I mean? Like I got like the second generation of Apple Watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's like 6 more after the one that I have. Guess what? It does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Looks the exact same. Barely different. So I'm like, corporations are just like trying to convince you to want things, right? Like this new Call of Duty, right? Like I play Call of Duty for 2 months, right? And then I'm done with it. You know what I mean? But like every year new Call of Duty comes out, they're advertising, right? And I don't know why advertisements are so good, but like I have no desire to play it, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden ads start coming out, I'm like maybe I do want to play Call of Duty again. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't this year because you've played, it's the exact same thing. And these corporations keep doing this to us. They keep screwing us over. And it's like, it's okay if a couple people don't get Madden or 2K or Call of Duty every single year. But unless everybody does it, they're never going to stop screwing us over because that's just the corporate world. But people aren't going to stop. And we're all just as a community going to be screwed over in the long run.
Yep. Yeah. Man, Call of Duty and Madden, both of those companies actually pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, I played both of them. I was grinding Madden. I put money into it. Me and Parker were really into squads. You know, we were going to start doing tournaments and stuff like that. And then they made it to where squads, you had to, like, grind to a specific level and get a strategy token for your team. And then you could play. And it's just, like, it's so dumb because, like, I don't want to do that other stuff. I just want to play squads. Why are you forcing me to do all these other different things to get this strategy token to play with my homie and play squads? Like, it's so annoying. Yeah. And second of all, it's the same game every single year. They say, oh, this is different, it's faster, our running backs can hurdle people now. Like, no. It's the same stuff every single year. Call of Duty, same thing. This Modern Warfare 3 is the same game. There's literally nothing different. The screens look the same. The guns look the same. It feels the same. It's literally just the map from Modern Warfare 2.
Do you want to know why it's the same game?
Why?
They were given 18 months to work on a game. Do you know how long GTA 5 took to develop? About 8 years.
Yeah.
They were given 18 months, dude. A year and a half to work on a full-fledged game that's going to cost us $70. They can't do that crap. It took people 3 years to make games on the PlayStation 1 with crappy graphics and where you could only go forward, backwards, and left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nowadays, people expect so much more. And 18 months is all you give us?
Yeah.
No wonder it's the same.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. And then one of their main selling points was zombies. And I was like, holy crap. They're bringing zombies back.
Yeah, open world zombies. That's a cool idea.
Yo, that's freaking crazy. And like the music for the zombies was the same music from the first zombies, just like different. And I get in, I start looting around. There's zombies everywhere, right? And I'm like, this is literally Escape from Tarkov, DMZ with zombies. It's not new.
It's just a skin.
And it's not zombies.
Yeah.
It's not a round-based survival. There's not transit. It's literally just copy and paste from another game and their last game and put zombies into it.
Mm-hmm.
There was no thought process.
Yeah.
Graphics aren't different. Graphics are literally the same. It looks no different to me, even though I had to freaking change my freaking processor again, or the NVIDIA, whatever the freak. So, like, I'm for real done. I'm not buying another Call of Duty after this until they prove that it's a new game. Like, I will be doing research. I'll watch people on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'll watch reviews. Like, I'm done with Madden and Call of Duty. I will never buy another game.
Yeah, I didn't buy Madden or Call of Duty this year, or 2K, or any of them.
I'm not buying 2K.
I need something to... I love all of those games is the issue. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love all of those games, but I can't anymore. You know, when I was in high school, I was dumb, you know what I mean? All I did was play basketball and play 2K or Madden, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was okay convincing mom or dad or you or one of the other brothers to buy me the game, you know what I mean? Because it was fun for that 3 months or however long to be like, oh, it's the same game, let me just go to something else, you know what I mean? But now that I'm an adult, paying for my own crap, I'm not spending my money on the same thing with a different skin. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and... After tax, that Call of Duty game was $75.
That's wild.
Like, I almost spent $100 on a copy and pasted video game.
Yeah.
Like, and the only reason I haven't gotten my money back is because my homie, the young PT, likes playing the zombies.
PT Cruiser, yep.
Yeah. That's the only reason I haven't got my money back.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. It's just companies, man. Just look out for yourselves. Don't expect the company to look out for you, because they're not going to.
Alright, so, one thing y'all need to know about me is when I was younger, like way younger, like first, second grade, I was freaking weird. Like, I was nuts.
Your beard is weird.
And I had, like, really bad anger issues, too.
You've always had really bad anger issues, up until you were probably, like, a senior year in high school.
Yeah. But, I was in second grade. I vividly remember this because this was pretty traumatizing, and I remember just thinking, like, am I insane? But, like, it was, like, first or second grade. We're living in Texas at the time. Recess is outside. And in Texas, they have really big frogs. And I remember we were in class one day, and we were learning about, like, amphibians and, like, frogs and stuff, and how some are poisonous, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Screw these frogs. If they want to poison people, I'm going to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? And I get outside, right? And we're just in the playground, and I forgot about this at the time. I forgot about the frogs. And then I see one. I see a giant frog. Like this big, bro. It was huge. Or maybe it was like that big, but since I was smaller, it looked bigger.
Just like how Lego little minifigures used to be like pretty cool, and then all of a sudden you're like,
yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. And then in my mind, I'm just like, he's poisonous. Oh, yeah. I need to take care of this.
Yeah.
So I start kicking it. And I just start kicking it over and over again. Just like kicking it like a soccer ball throughout this freaking grass field. And I remember like all the kids around me just looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like, what? It's poisonous, bro. Do you want to die? So I just keep kicking it, right? And then one of the teachers like finds out what I'm doing and like gets pissed at me. And then she makes me just like, for timeout, for recess, you had to just walk around the playground. So I had to do that. And the whole time I was just thinking, I was like, what did I do wrong? Like, I just protected my classmates. I just killed this frog for everyone. I sacrificed my life for my class.
You could have died.
I could have died. It could have poisoned me. Literally. And then we had these cards, these, like, papers of, like, it was like a calendar, and every day you had to write down, like, if you did something bad, or if you did something good. And I don't remember what I wrote, or I don't remember what my teacher wrote. And Mom ended up reading it, like, when she had to look at it and sign off of it.
Oh, yeah.
And the teacher must have wrote something stupid because Mom was confused. And I remember I just lied about it. I was like, oh, it was just a game we were playing and I cheated. Or something like that. I don't really remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I got away
You were in
with it.
second grade. You were freaking 9 years old or something like that.
Yeah. But, But yeah, so I massacred a freaking innocent frog
That's wild.
because I thought it was poisonous.
That's wild. I feel like that's a normal kid thing, though. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
Because when you're a kid, you hyperfixate upon things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like whatever you just learned becomes your world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you don't know anything else.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like a kid, oh, don't touch that. Psh, it's hot. Gosh dang it. Now I know not to touch it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, frogs are deadly? I'm going to kill them before they kill me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, okay. This actually, I feel, okay. This is great, okay?
Uh-huh.
Me and you have just recently watched all the Hunger Games movies because the new Hunger Games movie came out, like, on your birthday, right? The Songbirds and Six or whatever, right? And so... And, like, I haven't seen, like, the last two, and, like, I've seen, like, half of the second one, you know what I mean? This is about the same for you, right? So it's pretty much our first experience with this series, right? I didn't realize it was, like, just straight up, like, let's bomb civilians, let's, this is war, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And, like, there was, like, you got two, in this latter half of the movies, you have, like, Katniss, the main character, who's all, like, oh, like, people are precious, I don't want to hurt, they're civilians, let's get them out before we start fighting, right? And then there was her boyfriend, what was his name? I forget.
I don't remember. I'm horrible at movie names.
Whatever, Liam Hemsworth's character, Miley Cyrus's ex-husband, Thor's brother in real life, not the TV show.
They're brothers?
Yeah, they're Hemsworths!
What? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
That's funny.
They have the same eyes now that I think about it.
Well, of course you look into their eyes. You freaking.
Well, they got good looking eyes.
They're good looking dudes. Okay,
They are.
Not as good as us Ashes though.
No homo.
No homo.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and he was all about like, we must do what we must do. You know what I mean? Let's bomb this crowd of civilians. You know what I mean? To win, we'll do whatever we want to win. And I talked to you during the movie, and I'm like, I couldn't do that. I'm on Katniss's side. I can't have the blood of anybody on my hands. But like, here's the thing, right? Somebody talk bad about my mama, they're gonna be in the hospital. Like, I got no issue with that. You know what I mean? But it's when there's a third party that has nothing to do with anything, that just happen to be the consequence of that's where they're living or whatever, that hurts me. Like, I felt that. You know, like, when Katniss was getting emotional, I was getting emotional, okay? I never experienced this in a movie before. I lean over to you and I'm like, you feel this too? And you're like, nah, they need to die. And I'm like, whoa, who am I sharing a house with right now, okay? Give me your, like, what were your thoughts about, like, that whole scenario?
Because in the movie, you know, at that point, people had escaped.
Yeah.
And gone to 13.
Okay.
So those people had many instances to leave the capital and go to District 13.
Yeah.
Right? But no, they stayed. And, you know, there's different things. You know, maybe they had a family that, you know, they couldn't travel with or something like that. And I get that.
Yeah.
Right? But this is war. And this is the capital. What they are doing is not acceptable. So sacrifices would need to be made. And would they end up doing what Katniss said, and motherfreakers end up shooting her.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? If she didn't have that armor on, their Mockingjay would have died.
Boom, gone.
And in real life, it ain't gonna happen like that.
No.
Like, they're not. First of all, the capital is not just gonna let all the civilians leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So I was on Liam Hemsworth's side. Because I'm just like, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
You know? Sacrifices will need to be made, but let's just start bombing them. Straight up.
Drop bombs on them. Drop bombs on them.
No, because that's how I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's why.
We didn't have any allies in there.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, kill them all.
It's true. No, I don't. But then, you know, the reason, like, hey, I don't get scared. You know what I mean? Like, evil spirits don't scare me because I know they got no power over me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, killer clowns, bro, I'll box you, bro. I am not afraid. I'm 320, boy, I'm strong. You know what I mean? I will take you down. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, a scenario like war, where you could get bombed at any second,
lose your legs,
scares the crap out of me. Because I'm just over here thinking, like, this is out of my control. And things that are out of my control really scare me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it scares me deep down. Like, I remember like all the fighting that's going on in the Middle East and stuff like that. Did you see that video of like it was like there was bombs that were coming down, and then our U.S. stealth bombers came in and just like took them out in like a second.
Yeah.
And like they like went off. Okay, I saw that video and it did something weird to me. Something that's never happened to me before. I like my brain put myself just like a kid fixating like I gotta kill these frogs. You know what I mean? Because they're poisonous.
Yeah.
I was like, my body, like my mind was put into that scenario. Okay, what if that happens to me? My eyes would flash. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You know what I mean? I would just break down.
Yeah.
And then like the next night, I had a dream of that exact same scenario. It was me and you and just like a bunch of people that like I've known throughout my life, all just having a party outside. And then all of a sudden, somebody just comes up, has a gun, just starts shooting everybody I know. And I'm just like, what the freak? You know what I mean? And then one of my good buds from my mission, like, just like, it's like, oh, we're all like down trying to get cover. He like runs and then just gets shot right in front of me. I'm like, I'm freaking out because I can't, they got guns. I can't do anything. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to have fun with my buds, you know? And it really scared me. Like, it really scared me, you know? Because like, I don't think if war happened, you know how like, if back in Vietnam, like if you got drafted and didn't go, you'd be put in jail. I'm gonna go to jail. The only way I'm fighting is if somebody is on my American soil. I don't want to go on other people's soil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's because America is my soil. I feel like I can control America. Not like in a way that like I feel comfortable here. You know what I mean? I'm protecting my people. That's all I want to do. I want to be a protector. I don't want to be a fighter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the way that I broke it down in my head. Like I'm good at protecting, but I can't bring the fight.
You're a defender.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That really screwed me up for a while though. Like I'm being honest.
That movie?
Yeah, it really did.
Oh gosh.
I don't know why. It's a freaking teen novel movie. You know what I mean? But it really did. It did a number on me, man.
I mean, yeah, because that could happen.
It is gonna happen. Is the thing? You know what I mean?
Well, war for sure.
It's going to happen.
But just like an evil world, like the capital.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're gonna have Hunger Games. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
yeah, but I'm saying like that. It's
yeah.
You know, it's what's the word? Doable.
Yeah, but I'm also on the flip hand. I'm also like, you want to know what? I kind of want it to happen now. You know, like I want to mentally prepare myself and have it happen, just so the world can go to crap and Jesus can come and the second coming can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know once all this crap happens, you know what I mean? We're dropping nukes left and right. You know what I mean? We're fighting. We're infighting within our own people here in America, as well as fighting other people. The world's gonna end. You know what I mean? But the world's not gonna end because Jesus will come after like the rapture or and all that stuff, right? When the world seems like it's helpless, that's when Jesus will appear and everything will be like, all right, you know?
Yeah.
But so something to look forward to, but it also is the thing that scares me the most in this world. Literally nothing else scares me other than like spiders. But that's like that's a normal fear.
Yeah.
But
all right, well, we'll probably conclude the podcast episode right here.
Yo.
Expect this sometime Monday.
Yo.
But once again, we appreciate everybody that
we do.
Is going to start watching these. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you made it all the way through.
And we're sorry that this one wasn't very funny. I know last episode was like just storytelling and funny, you know what I mean? This one was kind of a little bit more serious, like kind of like the psychology dichotomy of like the way we're thinking, you know? But that's just podcast, you know? Some days we're going to be laughing it up, you know? We're going to have a good time. But sometimes we got to talk about real stuff, you know?
Word.
But it's whatever though, because it's Monday.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
But for real, stay on the grind. Remember what you want to do. Remember what you stand for.
Mm-hmm.
But for real, it might be Monday, might be Tuesday, might be Wednesday, might be Thursday, might be Friday, might be Saturday. You might be having the worst day of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
You'll make it through.
Word.
Last time I did that, last time I did that, I had it splash on my face.
That's fine. Orge. Hey.
We're really grateful for all of you guys watching. Next time when you tune in on Monday, go ahead and watch it. Yeah, go get your popcorn. Go get your candy. Go get anything that you want, and you can get ready. Cause it's Monday. Buddy, sound right?
Okay. That was pretty fire.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Maybe that could be our outro.